Hi, what's up, people? Without wasting time, we are going to talk about decentralized infrastructure. What is decentralized infrastructure? This is an approach to building and operating digital and physical networks without relying on a single centralized or service provider. So, let me repeat again. If you don't understand this is what it means. Let's say we have I will use the example of mango yet again. Yeah, look, we have a basket of mango. That is centralized. Everybody has to come and pick from this basket of mangoes. Now, this basket of mangoes, it is distributed. Then we have a lot of baskets of mangoes, which share the center basket of mango. But there is no center really because there are a lot of baskets of mangoes, and they share equally. So you can pick from anywhere a mango. You don't need to go to the center. That is what it really means. That is having decentralized infrastructure. Something which is not centered, it is decentralized. So it leverages blockchain technology. We said blockchain. It is this new technology which is decentralized. It is also decentralized way of recording. It is just a digital ledger which is immutable. It cannot be changed. And smart contracts. Smart contracts, these are the contracts which you make on the blockchain. These are the contracts which you make on the blockchain. And tokens, these are the credits which you use as the currency of the blockchain. Based incentives to enable individuals to communicate and communities to contribute resources such as bandwidth, maybe computing power, storage, energy. And this is the same thing I told you that this is like sharing the resources. Instead of one person having a software, let's say Microsoft, it is sharing their operating system. Now we have a lot of operating systems out there, and people can share them. Now we don't have to go to decentralized Microsoft service which is provided by one person, but we can literally go anywhere where the softwares are provided by everyone. Now, everyone who is providing it can rely on it, either from the bandwidth, either from the computing power, either by the storage or the energy. And it can be rewarded for their participation in the network. So they create this blockchain network. And this model aims to express the key limitations of the traditional centralized systems, which including the high cost because people want to benefit. That is why the richest people become richer because they invest and they buy stocks on this kind of companies. This kind of companies, they offer the same service and people have to come there now and again. So that is how they make their money, and that is how they have become oligarchs. And security vulnerability, lack of transparency, and limited access. The key features and benefits include decentralized organization, decentralized ownership and governance. Control is distributed among network participants through decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, where token holders vote on decisions. Token incentives. Contributors earn tokens for providing services, running a hotspot, storing data, or offering GPU power, aligning economic incentives with the network growth. Improved resilience and transparency. Blockchain, it ensures that immutable records of transactions, services usage, and governance, reducing the risk of manipulation or downtime. Lower barriers to entry. By dispersing the capital and risk across many participants, decentralized infrastructure reduces the need for massive upfront investment because you can get these services from anyone, so they will become cheaply available. And the major use cases, let's say wireless networks. Projects like Helium is another project, is a new upcoming emerging technology where they allow users to deploy hotspots to provide 5G and IoT of things internet connectivity, earning HNT or mobile tokens. So we can create our own network without relying on Safaricom. How are we going to do this? If we don't want Safaricom to be at the center of everything, we need to build our own network. But how can we build our own network and Safaricom already is a monopoly? This is how people can be able to do it. Everyone is going to get some tokens if they are willing to deploy their own hotspots to be used by other people. Look, this is what I mean. When I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, which is a lot far away, and the internet connectivity is much more slow, and I want to connect to another person who's maybe let's say 50 meters away from me, what I'll have to do is I'll connect to the Wi-Fi, then I'll hotspot the person, and that is going to connect them to the internet. But I'm going to become the center of it. But remember, the bandwidth is going to reduce. But if we find another person connected to another kind of network, and I am connected to their network and they are connected to mine, then we are going to share the bandwidth, and it is going to become a network. And that is how a network is created. So Safaricom just created a lot of devices, a lot of boosters, a lot of boosters. They connected those devices, which connects the people. So the people could hook to them like hotspots. So basically what Safaricom is doing is that it is providing this infrastructure which is there, but it is centralized. It is owned by Safaricom. Kama venye post zimeoniwa na Kenya Power. It is Kenya Power's infrastructure. And then these boosters, they are owned by Safaricom. And Safaricom is the biggest telecommunication network we have in Kenya. So if we are going to become decentralized, then we don't need Safaricom to be centralized. We don't need a monopoly in Kenya. All we have to do is let a lot of people agree on what we are going to do and bring people together and share the same goal, tokenization. But if you can't be able to understand what I'm saying, and if you can't comprehend what I'm talking about, then it is going to become very difficult in order to for us to implement it in the next coming 5 years. Maybe people get educated about these things, but I think this is common sense and people should be knowing about this. People should be learning about this. So I feel like if you have to do that, maybe if you join Heavyweight Education Network, the link will be on the description below. We are going to teach you on how you can implement this and how you can join the community in order to become your own owner and earn tokens from providing to other people the network. So continue on. Decentralized storage platforms like Firecon, Aave, and Sort distribute data across operated nodes, offering censorship-resistant and cost-effective alternatives to cloud providers. So let me explain something else again. Remember when I told you about cloud computing? How this company, these silicon companies which are making memories and this kind of storages, they have since making this for the retailer, for retailers and normal consumers. They are making them for these big industries and the big corporations. So the big corporations like let's say Amazon or maybe Meta or maybe Google, they are providing cloud services. These cloud services are include the cloud computing and cloud storage. Now, these services are centralized, and if you store your data there, you don't have complete autonomy over your own data, and they will use it the way they want because it is free. You have given them, and they have given you storage. So, how will we be able to get over this and overcome it? By using decentralized storage. So how are we going to do this? If we can share storage, tuseme kama simu yangu iko na free storage ya 1 GB, na tuseme huyu neighbor yangu ako na storage ya tuseme ako na maybe 1 GB pia. Anataka kudownload game ya 10 GB. No. Lakini kwa hii plot mzima hakuna msimu yako na 10 GB moja imetosha, but kila mtu ako na 1 GB. So if you connect your own device to the node, so itakaa able kutumika kwa network mzima. And you will be able to access the storage ya watu wengine. So unaweza download kitu ya 10 GB kwa storage hizo zote at the same time. And that is wonderful. That is very beautiful, bro. That is very beautiful. Yeah, I know kuna security issues na niaje tutapata juu some information is private, but ukumbuke this is a blockchain and everything is encrypted. We will find a way to go around it. I'm hoping that I'm going to find a lot of Kenyans who are interested in this kind of things. So, computing power, render network, computing power. So, the way I told you that I can give away my computer as a node. I'm not going to give it away. No, I just connect it to the internet and subscribe to the service and open the nodes in order for my computer to be open and be connected to other computers in the network. That is how simple it is. And this computer is going to earn its own networks. And someone who's maybe my machine is not that powerful, I will be able to use someone else's power in order to accomplish some tasks. Maybe I want to render, maybe I want to video edit. Now I can use their own machine. But you might be saying, but si ni moto yao inatumia, si stima ni yao, wataenda kulipia hiyo stima. Sasa hapa ndio tokens zinakuja ndani, because wataka wana earn tokens. No. So mimi using their own machine, I will be paying through tokens. And they will be earning through tokens. And that is how we are going to make money from it. Hope I'm making sense. Energy grids. DEPIN support local microgrids powered by solar and batteries, using tokens to incentivize the energy sharing and consumption optimization. Because energy is one of the biggest players when it comes to our economy. When it comes to our economy and the way we play this game of life. Because we need electricity, because we need warmth, we need a lot of things when it comes to energy. So, we need to decentralize everything, including energy. Hatutaki Kenya Power ikae ndio inapatiana stima Kenya mzima. But there's no way Kenya Power itaacha kupatiana stima Kenya mzima. There is one main source of tax from to the government. So what we'll have to do is that if we are going to agree upon this tokenization and decentralization of things, and so we are going to some people, because like mimi nakaa kwangu mimi peke yangu, and I see that using electricity is much more expensive, and I can deploy naweza nunua solar tuseme ya 130k. Nanunua solar ya 130k na nikae na portable installation yenye naweza hama nayo. So nita install that thing, alafu nikipiga hesabu tuseme that stima ningetumia mwaka mzima ama ningetumia miaka 2 ama miaka 3, itanicost kama tuseme 200k. Sasa nikipiga hesabu naweza amua ni sacrifice, I buy this solar energy in order to support my family and this machine, in order for it to be earning tokens for me. Sasa sitahitaji kulipia electricity, I'll only have to be getting the tokens from the machine and maintaining the machine, and that is how we are going to operate. So basically, tokenization is going to enable us to be able to decentralize these energy grids. Now, once we start doing that, kila kitu inakaa fiti sasa. Juu kila mtu sasa ako independent, we can be sovereign. Juu hauhitaji government ikuje kwako kunokia lipa taxes za stima, hauhitaji Kenya Power ikikuja kwako. You will be your own thing. Na hauendi kutafuta job huko nje ama kulipa tax. Juu pesa ziko decentralized. Hauhitaji institution like bank ikuje kukuambia sijui you have to deposit this and this and this. You don't have to do that. And tax itakuwa optional. Unless unajua central bank inataka kuleta hizi CBDCs. Then these CBDCs ni za central bank. Sasa hizi za kuenslave. Juu kama your tokens kama unatengeneza tokens na uko connected to a certain company, even though those tokens are yours, zitakaa able to deducted. You see, that is where the problem is. I think it's going to affect the economy, but I'm not sure how it is going to comprehend how it will work out, because there are a lot of pathways venye kitu inaweza end up. I'm not saying that hii ni kitu tafanyika kesho. I'm saying that this is something which will happen eventually. maybe 30 years kutoka sahi, maybe 20 ama 10, I don't really know, but it's something which is going to happen. So, and the next thing we have is sensor, and I was talking about the major use cases of decentralized infrastructure, sensors and mapping networks. So sensors and mapping networks. Hive Mapper uses dashcams to crowdsource map data, rewarding drivers with honey tokens based on data quality and coverage. So we will not need the Google Maps in order to walk around to navigate the world. Because people are connected, because this Internet of Things, these are devices like the smartwatches, the electricity car, the cameras, the Wi-Fi, the everything, the routers, and you see the cameras, the dash cam. Now we will be able to map out the world, because the drivers will be driving and they will be uploading the data, and the data can be collected, and their machines will be earning tokens from the sending the data online to the node, and this is going to make it much easier. We are actually, and this is an economy which is going to work. This is an economy. When I say the machine economy, I mean the ecosystem, the ecosystem where machines contribute to the economy. This is going to be very perfect. This is going to run perfectly. There's nothing wrong with it. It is something which is going to run very perfectly. But come to think about it, it is one way of increasing assets. And if these machines can earn for you, you can earn interest from these tokens, because you can use these tokens as collateral. I know, maybe I'm ahead of my time. Maybe mimi niko nyuma watu wako mbele, ama maybe niko on the right time. But I'm hoping that if you understand what I'm saying, and I know that most people will not understand this because I don't really know mbona. But kama unaelewa what I'm saying, then you know where technology tumefika sahihi. Usikuwa unafuata SGT ChatGPT walitoa AI ChatGPT ni vitu za kitambo msee, ile 2022. We are in 2026 bro. 4 years. And we are going to 2027 na watu wamepanga venye watafanya 2034 hadi 2060. Yote imepangwa. Open your minds bro. Open your minds. Sky for Allah. Yeah, najua tumetoka Kisii tujui vitu mingi. Yeah. Actually, we are catching up. Hata sijui nini mimi naenda kufanya nje huko nje. Like I don't know. Maybe I'll try to start my own company, and maybe nipate time yangu ya work on these things and to really understand where I can position myself in order to become a billionaire. So challenges. The challenges this decentralized infrastructure will face. So they will face regulatory uncertainty, especially regulated sectors like telecommunications and energy. I know this is all about the government. Regulation. How are they going to regulate this? They need regulation in order for them to collect taxes. That is not a challenge. That is a challenge for the government, not for us. Hardware and location dependency. Success often depends on local infrastructure, electricity cost, and population density. Yeah, that is why most people are uneducated, they are manipulated, they are indoctrinated with stupidity, and they don't really see the future. They don't really see what is coming. And it is going to slap them on their faces, and they are going to want to fuck. Like, where were we this entire time? Crazy. So we need hardware and location dependencies. But that is going to become a problem. But success often depends on local. But I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that. But what do you think? Write down on the comment section if hardware and location dependency are going to become challenges when it comes to this economy, machine economy. Service quality and coordination. Service quality and coordination. Ensuring persistent performance across a distributed network remains technically complex. So what they mean by service quality and coordination is that if you say, like, Safaricom is very stable when it comes to providing a network, internet, the services that they provide. Why? Because Safaricom covers most of Kenya, of the urban areas in Kenya. And when we say about decentralization and making our own network, is that sema kama mimi ule msanii anaweza kana network iko chini na mimi niko na network iko chini, hata kama tunasaidiana no, our networks, the bandwidth is very low and the latency is high. so we cannot be able even to stream. And the other guy pia anatumia the same thing and the same device, which is mkebe. No. So this is going to become a problem, and a very complex problem, because the devices that we have today, especially smartphones, they are not made to connect to others, to a lot of internet, to a lot of networks at the same time, and choose the one which is the highest. But I'm guessing that if we can build a software, and if we can advance the hardware in quite good enough, we'll be able to achieve that in the next generation of mobile phones. I think if I get enough infrastructure and capital and funding, and I have a good team, we'll be able to achieve that. Evans on why I'm saying that we'll be able to achieve that, and I will foresee that will happen. But that is going to become a very big problem. But I think the next generation of devices, they are going to need this feature. This is a feature that we need in our mobile phones. We need to be able to connect to a lot of Wi-Fi's at the same time. I don't know if another smartphones and another devices have the same capability, but I'm hoping that if they don't have, let it be on the list, on the bucket list, that is something which is going to be accomplished. So, what I was saying is that when people connect to other devices, the internet connectivity the latency might be high and the connectivity might be low. So people are not going to have a stable internet connection, as they will have been provided by, let's say, the internet, Starlink, or maybe Safaricom, ama Airtel, ama Telcom. We don't really care where they get their service from. The token volatility. Over-reliance on speculative token value may hinder long-term sustainability. You see, if these machines are going to work in this economy, it is going to be very difficult for us to calculate in long term the effect of the economy on how the economy is going to be. So some people are going to become very rich, and some people are going to become very poor, and people are going to die. Let's say that the economy right now we have in capitalism, it is quite stable, because this is the only system that we will work as a civilization. I know some people say that Nigeria system is rigged, people shouldn't be doing this. So what kind of system will it work? Because this is the best system that we have. Ukipatia kila mtu pesa, dunia itakaje? Ama ukinyang'anya kila mtu pesa, dunia itakaje? I think the system is working perfectly. And the next system we are going to have is this machine economy. And where this techonomics, this is where the machines are given tokens, and the machines are able to transact in the economy. And that is going to be very difficult in order to monitor and to track the transactions. And the people who are going to own most of the nodes are going to benefit. So we are going to have multi-trillionaires who own everything, and who will be traveling maybe to the moon, maybe interplanetary travel, maybe going to Mars and coming back. And this is going to be very possible. If the machine will be working for us, we don't need to work, then we'll have a lot of time and free time in order to pursue other things. I think that will give us enough time and enough stability in order for us to tackle our major problems that we have in humanity. When it comes to environment, maybe disease, and maybe space exploration. And I think it is a good thing, especially when it comes to Kenya. Kenya, we are one of the most advancing countries in the world, and if we continue the same way, we are going to achieve a lot of things. We are going to achieve extraordinary things, but only if we decolonize ourselves and we put ourselves out there in order to learn. Naelewa kama uelewi chenye naongea. This is very, very crucial matters, and that everyone should be understanding this. Everyone should be. Not everyone. Kuna wale wazee, wacha wazee waende, si miaka yao. Lakini sisi kama Gen Z and the generation inakuja chini, we should be teaching our youngins on how to perceive the world. Give them a good mindset, not the scarcity mindset. We should be teaching our kids on how to build wealth, on how to build systems, on how to build our nation. And that is it. So, according to Mesari, the DEPIN market could reach, DEPIN, I mean decentralized infrastructure could reach 2.3 trillion by 2028. So the economy is evolving right now. It is working right now, and it is estimated by 2028 it's going to become like $3.2 trillion, with the potential to encompass nearly nearly to 90 trillion in non-digital economy activity. So, as blockchain matures, the Web3 ecosystems expand, decentralized infrastructure is emerging as foundational layer for the future of open and user-owned systems. I think Web3 is something which people should be talking about. Tulianzia Web 1 where static pages, there was no communication. Then we went to Web 2 where we could communicate with other people, and people can communicate with other people, and we can communicate with the admin, and could communicate with us. And now we are moving to Web 3 where everything is decentralized. Everyone has their own network and you don't really need to rely on the internet. Sasa internet inaenda kudedi. Like hii kitu tunaita internet inaenda kudedi. We are going to another kind of internet which is called decentralized internet. World Wide Web inaenda kudedi. And that is it. I'm hoping you are having a wonderful time. You are gaining a lot of knowledge from what we are talking here, and this is something very crucial, and you should be understanding it as we move on forward. Go immerse yourself in the machine economy. Try to understand everything as soon as you can, because everything is moving too fast, and if you don't really catch up, and you are going to get left behind. I'm hoping that you will be able to join our team, and if you think that these things are very difficult to understand, join Heavless Education Network. That is our university that we made. We are going to teach you everything that you need to understand in order to learn about these things, about the machine economy, and everything that you need to learn about the Web3, decentralization, finance, and everything you need in order to succeed in this world, especially the future. Because AI is going to finish a lot of things, and these common institutions are not made to give you the kind of knowledge that is going to protect your futures. They only want to milk you. Because these institutions are going to fall. And with that being said, I want you to have a wonderful time. Peace out. Subscribe down below, comment down below what you want me to talk on next, and what you think you didn't understand. Maybe I will be explaining on another video. And just niliguzia hizi topic juju. These topics go deep, bro. Utachizi. Utasema si unajua watu wanasemanga tukuchizi na chizi. Si tunachizi. Ni venye unaanza kuona vitu wenye watu wengine hawaoni. Unaona? Si ni vitu aziyuko, ni vitu ziko, ni venye wao hawaziona. And then hawazielewa. Hata ukiwaeleza, hata nikielezea msee aje hazielewa about decentralized finance. Kwanza hata anaelewa venye finance inawaka, hata anaelewa venye banki inawaka. These are the same people who need to go to work, and they are going to be put in the machine. They are cogs in the machine. But people who build nations, when they subscribe down below, they comment down below on what they want to learn next, they enter into the Heavless University and learn to build the future. Peace out.